tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Let me welcome Tadeo to give us a prayer.
Shall we humble ourselves and pray? Father, Lord, we want to thank you for this day. As we build on the 70 years of illustrious journey of conservation to sustainable development. Today we launch this day and a week of celebrations. We now pray that the blessing is upon us and those who are going to give speeches and every activity, including the food that we are going to eat. Bless it, sanctify it, as we partake of it for the nourishment of our bodies. We pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much, Tadeo. You can have your seats. Once again, I welcome you to the beginning of a 3-month activity journey as we celebrate 70 years. First of all, give Uwec a big round of applause. That's is there a 70-year-old in this room? Only the board chair. Oh, okay. So you started the zoo. Yeah? When we were growing up, we never called it the Uganda Wildlife Education Center. This is a mouthful. We called it Entebbe Zoo. And for us, when you are in school and they would send a circular at the end of the term telling your parents that next term there's a school trip, you behaved very well at home because you knew you had to go to the zoo. Yeah? And I wonder, just a quick sample in this room, when was the first time you went to the zoo? Huh? The zoo, not Uwec. The zoo.
1961. 1961.
Sir, are you okay? 1961. A year before independence. Oh, wow. What was the first animal there?
Oh my goodness, elephants were there, zebras were there, giraffes were there.
I hope they are not the same animals that are still there. They would have really done some time. Anyone? When was the... Okay, let me call the... I call them Acacia Mall children. If you saw Acacia Mall being built, then you are not for 61. Anyone? When was the first time you went to the zoo?
I was in baby class.
And you remember? Boss.
Yeah.
You remember Zakayo? Okay. Yes, madam.
I speak on behalf of the Acacia children. I went there, I think, in 1996 or 5. There.
1996. 1996, 95. HR built what? The zoo.
Thank you. My first time to go there was 1995 when I was in P7.
Okay, quick math. Fantastic. It has gone through transformation, and today you're going to hear the stories of how it even became the Uganda Wildlife Education Center. What are some of the circumstances that led to it being renamed, right? So you'll hear the stories come through. The journey 70 years later. What are some of the things that we have achieved? And honestly, 70 years later, to mark it with 2 tigers is a good achievement. Clap for the team. Yeah. This is going to take 3 months up to the big celebration and wouldn't be possible without the team that has put this together. So I want to welcome the chairman of the team first to welcome us and also talk to us about some of the things that are going to happen today. David, welcome.
Good morning to everybody. I want to take this opportunity to warmly welcome our dear guest of honor, the Minister for Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. You're most welcome. I want also to warmly welcome our dear beloved ambassador. We want to thank you for loving us so much. we take you like you are part of us. So we appreciate your time. In a special way, I want to welcome the director, our director for Ministry of Tourism, of Wildlife and Antiquity, and our executive director, our body chair, and the protocol observed. I want to thank you, everybody who has come this morning, for sparing your precious time on a Wednesday. There's a lot of jam, and you are here. We want to thank you in a very special way. My name is David Msingo. I'm the chairperson for the organizing committee. I just wanted to assure you that we are going to organize a very successful Platinum Jubilee. Uwec is celebrating 70 years for the first time. And as the MC has said, we have a series of activities for the next 3 months. And we are going to keep on knocking your door. We need your support so that we can organize a very successful Platinum Jubilee. Already we appreciate you. Many of you, you have really supported us. From the first day, we have got overwhelming support. I want the committee members to just raise up your hand. The committee members, put up your hand wherever you are. These are the guys who are going to do good work. That's very good. My job is very simple. I want to invite you for the breakfast. The breakfast, very as it was ready by 6:30. So we have just been waiting for our dear guests of honor to start our breakfast. So you are most welcome. My director, executive director, will be talking more about the journey that we have walked for these 70 years, where we are and where we are going. And it's going to take you through action-packed activities in the next 3 months up to 2nd of December. So you're most welcome for the breakfast, led by our guests of honor, the ambassador, the chair, the directors. Please lead us so that we have breakfast. You're welcome. Thank you.
Explore the world in your way. Create memories that you won't forget. You only live once, so don't waste your time. Please don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
All right. I hope everyone has served. We can proceed, of course, as you're enjoying your meal this morning. Like I told you, we have so many partners here who have made the work of Uganda Wildlife Education Center possible. And for the past 7 years, who have continuously partnered with us. And we couldn't be any more proud. And to tell us about this journey, I want to welcome first to speak to us this morning, the Executive Director of the Uganda Wildlife Education Center. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Brian. Good morning, everybody. I am glad to see you all. My name is Dr. James Msinguzi, the Executive Director of the Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Honorable Martin Mugara, High Excellency Natalie Brown, the American Ambassador to Uganda, our Permanent Secretary, represented by our Director, Basil Ajay, our Commissioner for Wildlife, Mr. George Oyesjire. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to this momentous occasion where we launch the celebrations to mark 70 years of an illustrious journey for the Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center. You are most welcome. The theme for this celebration is building on an illustrious journey of conservation education in Uganda for sustainable development. We would like to reflect on where we are, where we have come from, and where we are going as we continue to contribute to the socio-economic transformation of our country. I would like to recognize or salute some of our great partners who have led us to where we are. I would like to recognize High Excellency Natalie Brown, the Ambassador of America to Uganda. We want to appreciate all your support. We have the CEO, Uganda Airlines, Mrs. Jennifer Bamturachi, you are welcome. We have the Executive Director of UWA, represented by Dr. Tim Nedi. We have the Executive Director of the African Wildlife Foundation, Mr. Sud Bamlesewat, we are welcome. We have the Executive Director of the National Environment Management Authority, represented by Mr. Babikwa Daniel, you are welcome. We have the Executive Director of UTA, Mr. Kawere, you are most welcome. We have the Commissioner of Tourism Police, Mr. Laroque Patrick, Commandant Tourism Police, and his deputy, Mr. Agaba. We welcome you. Amidst us, we have former board members of Uwec who have been very keen in seeing Uwec grow. And I want to take this opportunity to really welcome them. We have Mrs. Anna Lawoko. You are most welcome. We have Ms. Beatrice Hadimola. You are most welcome. We have Dr. Okwila Achana. You are most welcome. We have Mr. George Oyesjire, who is our current commissioner. You are most welcome. We have Dr. Gladys Kalema, who is the founder of Conservation Through Public Health, but was our board member. You are most welcome. We want to welcome Honorable Kabahenda Flavia Rabhoro, who is now a member of parliament, woman member of parliament for Chegegwa, who is our who was a board chair at Uwec and was succeeded by Mr. Benon Katumba. We are expecting our former executive directors, and we shall introduce them as they come in. Mr. Bernard Twinamasko, Mr. Mula, Mr. Thomas Otim, Honorable Betty Olive Kamia, who is now the IGG, was also our director, and Dr. Andrew Seguia. We shall be glad to have them as they arrive. We have our great current board members who have steered us in terms of policy direction. Mr. Benon Katumba Sevina, our current chairperson, you are most welcome. Dr. Patrick Atim Nedi, who is the veterinary coordinator of Uganda Wildlife Authority, who is representing the ED today. You are welcome. We have Mr. Leon Chandia from the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. You are most welcome. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for your support towards the 70-year tremendous journey for this institution. Ladies and gentlemen and Honorable Minister, I would like to reflect on the 70-year journey. In 1952, the center was set up as an animal orphanage by the colonial government. And in 1960, it became a zoo, a traditional zoo, which was actually hosting exotic animals like tigers and bears. But of course, because of the political turmoil in our country, it became run down until 1994, when we got support from the Ecological Society then, which is the Wildlife Conservation Society today, thanks to the American people. Let's clap for the American people. In 1994, they helped us draw up a master plan for the reestablishment of the zoo as a wildlife education center under the Trust Deed Incorporation Act, where there was a self-appointing board with support from the Wildlife Conservation Society, which was the New York Zoological Society then. So we thank the Americans for their support. And of course, the initial board, like I have mentioned here, Professor Ephraim Kamuntu, the outgoing Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, was a board chair, the first board chair of the new institution. And this went on until 2017, where the Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center was set up as a statutory body now by an act of parliament. And here I wish to thank the Director Emeritus, Mr. James Lutalo, who did a lot in ensuring that the bill goes to Parliament, and eventually it was passed into an act of Parliament, the bill, and then it was assented to by His Excellency the President, and it became an act of Parliament. Commissioner Emeritus, Dr. Kankwasa Barirega, working with Mr. Jojo Wesjire, were also very supportive, and they made this happen. We thank you. I thank the government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, and our development partners that have funded and facilitated infrastructure development at Uwec. You now have a fully fledged animal hospital. You have animal exhibits and enclosures which are depicting the national parks of the country. In other words, the center acts as a window on Uganda that actually promotes the national conservation areas, because the exhibits depict the different animal conservation areas, the national parks. So it is acting as a marketing tool for the national parks, and one is able to make a decision which national park to go to after visiting the exhibits at Uwec. We also have the largest beach line in Entebbe, the best children play area, good accommodation facilities, apartments, and indeed Uwec was built as a window on Uganda, showcasing the different ecosystems of Uganda and conservation areas. Uwec is now the ultimate family destination which you can visit and enjoy yourself as a family as you learn, because we need to teach about environmental education as well as education for sustainable development if we are to ensure sustainability in all that we do. Uwec is now an institutional member of the Pan-African Association of Zoos and Aquariums, where we hold the chairmanship of this continental body. We were audited by this continental body, and actually it was concluded that Uwec is the best zoo in East, West, and Central Africa, and therefore was named as the training center for all zoos and aquaria in this region in order to improve animal welfare. So we carry out a lot of training for the upcoming zoos in order to ensure that animal welfare is upheld in its highest esteem. Uwec also supports skilling of Ugandans through internships, apprenticeships, volunteerism, thereby building capacity in the tourism and conservation industry. We are also members of the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and we follow the international practices regarding animal welfare. I particularly thank the Honorable Minister and Permanent Secretary for the guidance and lobbying they have done for Uwec over the years. Honorable Minister, I cannot forget the Friends of Uwec. Friends of Uwec have played a very big role. And here I want to point out the American Embassy. Every American who comes in the country does behind the scenes at Uwec. And Your Excellency, we thank you for that marketing. The Japanese Embassy, the JICA in capacity building, UNDP, the Private Sector Foundation in Uganda, especially the CEDEP project, the Indian Association of Uganda, led by Mr. Raul, and I want to recognize the treasurer from the Indian Association of Uganda who is representing Mr. Raul. Thank you for coming and thank you for your support. We also appreciate the Women Indian Association of Uganda, the Ruparelia Foundation, Sheraton Hotel. Honorable Minister, Sheraton Hotel worked with the Ruparelia Group and supported the rhino program, the reintroduction of rhinos from Solio Ranch in Kenya. The two that are at Uwec were supported by Sheraton Hotel and the Ruparelia Group. So we thank them. I also want to thank the Civil Aviation Authority, the Insurance Company of East Africa, SWICO, the East African Roofings, the private sector that has largely marketed Uwec, including UTA, Otto, Uhoa, Tugata, Usaga, Ukota, Nakau, among others, including the media. The media has been our great partner, and we thank you very, very much. I want to thank Ugandans and non-Ugandans in individual capacity. Honorable Minister, we were supported greatly during the COVID-19 pandemic. People brought us food and were able to circumvent this difficult time. I cannot forget the civil society organizations, WWF, African Wildlife Foundation, WCS, CSWCT, among others. Honorable Minister and members, we also have partnerships that we have built over the years. We built partnership with the Uganda Wildlife Authority, where they have built a canine unit at Uwec, and the dogs are doing a tremendous job in catching illegal wildlife traffickers at Entebbe Airport. We also carry out joint operations against wildlife trafficking, rescue, as well as rehabilitation of wildlife. We have partnerships with zoos Victoria in Australia, Paradise Wildlife back in the UK, Japanese zoos, and these have helped us build capacity for our staff, for them to be able to gain confidence in handling and managing the animals that we keep, that are in our care. They needed this exposure for them to appreciate how things are done elsewhere. And for that matter, our staff are highly skilled and trained thanks to the support from partners. I also appreciate the National Information and Technology Authority, NITA-U, who supported Uwec to set up Wi-Fi within the entire Uwec, so you can take a photo and send it in real time wherever you are when you are in Uwec. We also thank the Wildlife Clubs of Uganda, with whom we have worked with for a long time. Honorable Minister and our guests, as I conclude, I want to take you through the journey that is going to culminate into the final event. We are going to host a veterinary camp, from the 20th to 23rd of October at Mayor's Garden in Entebbe. We want to vaccinate all the dogs in Entebbe as a way of giving back to the community. So we think that the community can bring their dogs, we vaccinate them as part of the service back to the community. We are going to have a community outreach program on the 19th of November 2022. We are going to Hamkungu Village in Queen Elizabeth National Park. This is a hotspot for human-wildlife conflicts, and we feel we can contribute in terms of community awareness, looking at their livelihoods and advising them here and there. And of course, we shall work with the Wildlife Authority. We have a sports gala on the 16th of November. This will be at Makerere University Business School. Then we shall have an open zoo day. We're going to allow Ugandans and non-Ugandans to come in the zoo free of charge. Yes. As we give back to them, we shall have an exhibition from the 25th to the 27th of November. And on the 25th, we shall have an open free zoo day, where people will come in for free, come and enjoy what we have put up over the years, for them to appreciate the infrastructure development, but also to appreciate and enjoy the exhibition materials that will be put up. We are going to have a conservation education conference on the 30th of November 2022 at Golf View Hotel in Entebbe, and we shall invite you. And finally, we shall have a gala dinner on the 2nd of December 2022 at Commonwealth Resort in Munyonyo. We are going to invite you to be part of us as we celebrate these activities so that together we can celebrate the milestones. Honorable Minister, Your Excellency, and our guests, I would briefly like to take you through the future outlook or the prospects of Uwec. As the famous writer Thomas Jefferson says, and I quote verbatim, "Never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Avoid procrastination." So, Honorable Minister, at Uwec, as we rethink tourism, we are aiming at remaining relevant, competitive, and diversifying our products and services. We are working on regional wildlife conservation education centers. I'm glad to announce that we are going to set up a regional center in Mbale, Gulu, Mbarara, Lugombe, in Chenjojo, and we are working with the National Forestry Authority in this regard. The National Forestry Authority has allocated land to us in the different urban forest reserves for purposes of setting up these centers so that people who are there don't have to come to Entebbe, but they can enjoy education and the animals from those areas as well as tourism. So that's one of our great prospects that we are already working on. We've already acquired the land, and we are going ahead with the physical planning and approvals from the district. We are going to start with Mbale and proceed to other areas. We are also working on directional signage, communication, and education materials. We want to put materials from the airport up to the zoo, as well as from Mpala up to the zoo, for somebody to easily find the center. That is another milestone we are working on. We are also automating our gate operations, including an online booking and ticketing system. We are also getting support from the World Bank SEDEP project to build a new infrastructure, including a tourism information center with new offices, a giraffe exhibit, an elephant holding, a tour track within Uwec. Those who don't want to walk will be able to move around in a truck with a guide. We are also getting a rig van for outreach conservation education to traverse the whole country. We are also acquiring golf carts within Uwec for mobility. Those who will not want to walk, those who will not want to use the tour truck, will be able to drive themselves around using these golf carts. Honorable Minister, working with SEDEP and the Pan-African Association of Zoos and Aquariums, we also intend to put in place a biobank with a proposed DNA forensic laboratory to aid in prosecution of wildlife crime traffickers. The future of Uwec is bright, and I call upon all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to join and support us as we grow. Finally, I would like to thank the organizing committee that has put this together. Honorable Minister, I'm a very proud executive director because of the great team that I work with. Management team members, please, can you stand up for recognition? Top management and the other staff, please stand up and wave. Yeah. Thank you for all that you do to support me as we work together as a team. I want to thank you very much for supporting us. I want to thank the Diamond Trust Bank, Centenary Bank, Jane Goodall Institute, and K Hotels that have come on board to support us through the Friends of Uwec program by sponsoring some animals, by giving us money to celebrate this milestone. And as I conclude, I want to recognize my immediate past board chair, Honorable Rob Horo. Please stand up for recognition. Yeah. One member of parliament for Chegegwa. She's our immediate past board chair. You are most welcome. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Your Excellency. I welcome you all. Enjoy the day as we navigate through the 70-year celebration and journey. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause to the ED. Thank you, thank you. I will personally be involved when people come in for free. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't that fantastic legacy to be part of? Let's give the team at Uwec another round of applause. And this work wouldn't be possible without our partners. So I want to request the team, Philo and the team, please help me. We are going to recognize some of our partners that have worked with us to make sure that we do this work to the best of our abilities. We are the best zoo. In the whole continent. East, West, and Central Africa. Reminds me of Chigezi's motto, north of Limpopo. This is good stuff to celebrate. I have the privilege of talking to about 5 million people every morning. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about this. This is incredible. Wow. All right. So I'd like to welcome our partners, Diamond Trust Bank, to come to the front. And I'll request the ED and the board chair to also come. These partners have enabled Uwec to do what it does. And Diamond Trust Bank, ladies and gentlemen, has the animal. You have kicked the animal. Okay. I think let it sleep for now. All right. Diamond Trust Bank has given 30 million shillings. Obugalo. Mo bugalo. Fantastic. I think that's one golf cart. One golf cart less. Thank you. A big round of applause to Diamond Trust Bank. Thank you so much. I want to welcome Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank has also worked with us for a long time. And the team is big. It says Centenary Bank, our bank. Centenary Bank has also given 5 million shillings. The golf carts are coming. They are coming. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Also, K Hotel, they've also K Hotel will be, when they get here, we shall introduce them. But I also want to recognize the Jane Goodall Institute, members of the Jane Goodall Institute. Welcome. The Jane Goodall Institute. Obugalo. They've given us 6 million shillings. They're already doing a lot of work. Yeah.
You'd like to say what?
They like to say what? Why not? For me, if you give money, you can talk till tomorrow. It's okay.
This MC is my great friend many times, but he likes saying such words, so don't mind about them. I'm Byamukama James. I'm the Executive Director of Jane Goodall Institute. I bring you greetings from Jane. And Our slogan is one, inspiring hope through action. And we believe, therefore, it's not only about talking, but it's about doing. Jane recently made an important statement and said, every individual matters. So we want to congratulate you. All of you are here. You all matter. Your contribution to make Uwec, especially that there are chimpanzees there, makes us a very important journey for us. Uwec, we wish you the best of the celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me welcome Diamond Trust Bank to also say a word.
Yes, good morning. Congratulations, Uwec, and congratulations, Uganda. I want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to be part of this great journey. 70 years of conservation is a great achievement. Thank you very much. Maybe just briefly, some people might be not knowing so much about DTB, but DTB is part of the AKDN, Aga Khan Development Network. And I fully understand that with AKDN, Aga Khan, conservation is part of our DNA. And therefore, standing here is not a mistake. We come in knowing very well that as an institution, we cannot survive without conservation of biodiversity. And that's why we're saying, please and please, let's keep conserving every aspect of biodiversity that is within our surrounding. For we are so sure that as Diamond Trust Bank, the bank can survive if the ecosystem is dead. So please, we want to thank you once again for giving us an opportunity to be here and also to be part of the journey of celebrating 70 years of Uwec. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You man, you have a very deep voice. It sounds money. Thank you. DTB, give them a big round of applause. Let me ask the ED and the board chair to go back to their seats. I want to invite you. You know, I married into a very generous culture, and at such events they give cows. Yeah? And I have cows. I haven't yet collected them, but they gave us many cows. So I want to hear cows right now. Huh? Yes, I want to welcome you. If you feel like you want to write a check right now, please go ahead so we can take this zoo to the next level. I have some friends. They are called Strategic Friends International. Where are they? Which table are they? Hey, please come, please come. Strategic Friends. Aha.
Thank you very much. For us, we do consultants, and in most cases, consultants are very quiet people. We do our things in a quiet manner. That's why we don't have the write-up of... Uwec has been our friend and a tourism fraternity, and we have done a number of consultancies with them. So we exist because they exist. Accordingly, the ED will get in touch with me, and we shall give 10 million shillings.
Sir, I apologize for getting you out of your seat. I should have brought the mic there. 10 million shillings from Strategic Friends, Obugaro. Am I hearing more? If you feel like you want to, why not, right? Sir, you look like you can give. Do I hear 5 million shillings? Don't be shy, don't be shy. We have another friend who wants to give.
Thank you very much. AWF will be contributing $5,000.
AWF, $5,000. Even the math has jammed, but it's a lot. For the benefit of our friends from what is AWF, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. AWF is African Wildlife Foundation, and I'm Sudi Bamlesewa, the country director. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. 5,000 US dollars. Yee, the way you people are throwing numbers lazily. $5,000, you know. Do I hear more? Anyone with $10,000? Even the Mutuaro, we take it. Yes, sir. You can write. If you want to write, you want to do it quietly. You want to shock us. Please call for a paper and we write it. There's so much work that needs to go into the zoo. As you hear, we are a center of excellence in the continent. We are training people. We are the best in the region. Surely, there's so much that we can do. Do I hear another offer? Yeah? There are tables that look like they have money. If you need to call someone, you can take my phone. I have a lot of airtime. 5,000 US dollars. I had, you've seen someone? Hey, okay, Tadeo, do you see anyone there? Oh, no cash. Tadeo, come and collect because the pressure I'm having, the money is going to my jacket. 2 million. Yes, we have received in cash 2 million shillings. I want to request her to speak.
Good morning, everyone. I am Kabahenda Flavia Rabhoro. I am the immediate former chairperson board, Uwec. I want to congratulate Uwec upon the 70 years, and I have donated to conservation, especially to promote women in conservation, with 2 million.
That is it. Do we have any former immediate chairpersons here? No pressure, yeah. No. Please declare that you are a chairperson. And we shall come and collect. Fantastic. Women in conservation. That's a fantastic program. HR, do you see anyone there? We proceed. We have an ATM, ladies and gentlemen. It can work. We have mobile money, right? We have... we can even go cashless. If you need to swipe, we can swipe now. There are no past board members? They are not here? There's one here, eh? Hey, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this mic has been forced on me. But I'm called Patrick Atimedi. Presently, I'm a member of the board of Uwec, but I'm also representing the executive director of Uganda Wildlife Authority, and I'm not going to make a promise on his behalf. But I want to make a contribution of $100 to this effort, and this contribution is for my little daughter called Tendai Tabani, who is a candidate in P7 now in Namagunga. She loves conservation so much. And she did tell me that when she finishes her PLE, she wants to stay in Uwec for 2 days. And then she wants to go to see other places elsewhere. So $100, Tabani Tendai.
But your daughter is too serious. In vacation, we are not thinking about going to study about that. Anyone with children? People are giving $100 for their children. Anyone with children? Uh-huh. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, conservationists. My name is Winnie Lawokolwe. I was a member of the board, 94 to 95, and I was board chair from 1998 to 2005. And Uwec, congratulations. I am also very much interested in the tourism sector. I'm the founder of Reach Out Safaris and Travel Agency. We relocated to Gulu, so we are looking forward to the regional center in Gulu. Our humble contribution of 1 million shillings, it will come on mobile money. Thank you.
Aha. Any other board chair near you? Fantastic. Any former, immediate? All right, so we have a pledge here also from Vago IS Muting from Gorilla Tours. The director, very shy, said, please don't say my name, but I had to mention 5 million shillings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm coming to you, yeah, I'm coming to you, but for this particular segment, I want to close this with our friends from the India Association of Uganda, and the treasurer is here. So when the treasurer is here, you know things are serious. Yeah, welcome, sir.
The Honorable Minister, Her Excellency the Ambassador for USA, the Executive Director for Wildlife Conservation Education Center, distinguished guests, all protocol observed, and my sisters and my brothers and sisters. Greetings to you all. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Executive Committee, I am very honored and pleased to be here with you today. Kindly allow me to congratulate Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center for celebrating the 75 years jubilee. We are very proud to be part of the Uwec, as we have been learning a lot from them. We have been working with them for a long time on animals conservation. Since Indian Association Uganda is also celebrating its milestone of 100 years since its inception in Uganda. This year, our privilege to put forward that we intend to showcase the celebration in phases. 100 heart surgeries in Indian Association Uganda with the support of Rotary International, Samantha Foundation, 100 heart surgeries for Ugandan children in India. We are also planning to support the conservation of wildlife in Uganda. Indian Association has Afro-Indian Investment Authority 2022, the Uganda Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development in conjunction with the Uganda Investment Authority, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Indian Association Uganda, its business subsidiary, the Indian Business Forum, has organized a two-day investment summit, Afro-Indian Investment Authority, with the theme of investing in Uganda for inclusive prosperity. We are expecting 1,000 people to be here on 17th and 18th November. This will be the time for us to showcase Uganda, the opportunities in Uganda, and one of the most important part, the 3 P's of Uganda: peace, pleasant, and profitable environment. The government has been working very hard to provide peace and prosperity in Uganda. The president of Uganda has worked very hard to achieve this. And I think it is time that we start inviting others who have fears since 1972 to come back and start investing in Uganda. Uganda is the best place to invest today. Also, we have a lot of opportunities, but we must always not forget, unlike the Western world, we have one advantage over them, and that is wildlife. They don't have it, we have it. And so we should conserve it and protect it so that we can benefit from them and they can prosper us in our life. I have been here for a long time in Uganda, so I remember before 72, we were thinking of actually killing elephants so that we don't have too many. Some had advised us to do that. Some Western countries had advised us to kill them so that we don't have too many, we have enough food. And at that time, we had a population of 9 million people, and yet we were saying we didn't have place. During Amin's time, the elephant population went down, and we lost it. The peace and the prosperity, I understand now the population is rising. And we must make sure that we maintain peace and prosperity so that the animals survive, because that is one heritage we have, which others don't. And we must protect it. We must work hard to protect it. I request all of you to work hard and put whatever little you can put to help Uwec to proceed and do their work right. As for me, Indian Association will definitely work with you. They are working on it and they will be there. But I personally would like to donate 1 million shillings because I have a child at home. My housemaid has a child, which is a special child, and from anything else, but he loves animals. He may not understand many things, but animals he loves. And I think I should do that for him.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Hey. I think I also should give for my child. So my child, how many have given for children? 2, eh? $100 and 1 million shillings. So even me, my child, and I will collect that money for you. That is our contribution. The money needs to be collected. Kamada from JICA has also donated $100. I also want to appreciate Jeremiah Tunwere has given 50,000 shillings. Yes. Someone approached me here.
Thank you, Brian. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Goreti Masade. I'm the CEO of the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, but previously the business and marketing manager at Uwec, around 2005 to 2004, 2006. I had an awesome time at Uwec. The exposure was great from South Africa to Netherlands to Germany. And it's great to see that Uwec continues to support its leadership and expose them. And to see the growth, I know that then we had a revenue of about 2 billion. I heard it's about 8 billion. To see that the developments that we were seeing in South Africa, in all these great places, are becoming a reality at Uwec, it's amazing. I'll give a humble contribution of 500,000.
Yes, when Goreti was there, we enjoyed. Yes, so good to see you coming back home.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. Actually, my journey with Uwec began when I was a vet student, when it was still called Entebbe Zoo. And I remember the Jane Goodall Institute supported the orphan chimps, and I used to look after them. as a vet student. But I've really seen Uwec growing. When I was in UA, serving as their first vet, we had a workshop. We said, what should Uwec be? What should Entebbe Zoo be? Yeah, it should be about conservation education, not just an orphanage. And it's been great to see that it's really developed to that level. Just last Saturday, we celebrated World Gorilla Day with Uwec, and thank you so much for that. As conservation through public health, thank you for always being there whenever we call upon you. And I can't leave without mentioning my son's book. He got a chance to volunteer at Uwec when he was 13, and he eventually wrote this book, which came out last year. And Uwec, thank you for giving him that opportunity to become a leader in conservation in this way. I'm so glad that the US ambassador got inspired to also come and do the behind the scenes based on the week that Indigo spent there. For Indigo and my family, my husband, who's also a founder member of conservation through public health, and Tendo, and many of the team at CTPH would like to donate 2 million shillings. Thank you.
Fantastic. Men, this is the only opportunity you have to spend money. Just tell wife, I gave for the family. Yeah? I'm still getting more, I'll be receiving more offers. When you have something, just tap me. Thank you. Can we give everyone who has contributed a big round of applause? Thank you. We just have a couple of items to go through. First, let me welcome the chairperson of Uwec. It takes an intentional leader to drive this kind of work. So please welcome with me the board chair of Uganda Wildlife Education Center.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Honorable Minister, Your Excellency, the Ambassador, Madam Natalie Brown. I would avoid all the protocols, but I cannot fail to mention the former members and especially the EDs who are present here. When I saw Madam Winnie Laoko, I was excited, very excited, because I know that we're working on those grounds. So Madam Winnie Laoko, you're most welcome. I have to give you a special thanks. And definitely, another person to mention is the one who showed me the way, Honorable Flavia Kabahenda Rwabhoro. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion. Thank you. Whenever we look at you, we remember we left everything in writing, and we have done a lot to copy that one. It's actually on that ground that we have realized the successes. Mr. Basil, the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Mr. George Owesijire, the Commissioner, and a member by blood of your Uganda Wildlife Education Conservation Center, and all my colleagues, the current members and the past members of the board. You are most welcome. My role here is only to welcome you and thank you very much for turning up and honoring our invitation. ED, thank you for the wide invitation. Thank you very much, and the members of the committee. Thank you. A round of applause for the people who have turned up. My names, as you have seen, some of you may not have seen it, Benoni Sevina Katumba. I'm the current chairperson of the board at Uwec. But without you, we wouldn't have realized what you see. And a number of you who have visited the place have seen the successes. Will allow me to thank the people who have donated today and the people who really did a lot during the COVID times, the Indian community. We just thank you very much for the round of applause. Sir, we request you to pass on our message that we appreciate. That's the time of need, which you really need your help. And you turned up, especially the ladies who frequented that place, delivering the fruits for the chimpanzees and other animals. Thank you once again. We want to thank all of you. I won't mention now names because you saw the checks, the damage checks being donated, but we want to thank you, DTB and the group. Thank you very much. But on most important, I want to thank the schools personally, because whenever you go to work, you see the crowd of students. So the schools, thank you very much for the round of applause. Please, let's clap for them. The schools have really supported this organization, the center, very much, as you have seen on the clips that have been running around. Students, whenever they come, then we are sure that the animals will have something to eat. We want to thank those people who partnered with Uwec by, when we privatized like institutions like the hotel, the restaurant. I don't know where the representatives are around, but it was part of our word of appreciation that we thank them very much, because they came in and they are paying their dues in time. So we are together as partners. We wouldn't have realized what is going on, but we realize it because these people have also come in to partner with us. Honorable Minister, mine won't be long, as I said. Maybe we want to thank the outgoing, and now at this juncture I want to introduce my colleagues, the members of the board, the board of trustees. So I request whoever the board member is, some of them may not be around, because this board is having representatives from different departments: education, local administration, tourism, like the one which I represented. So please stand up for recognition, board members who are around. Dr. Tim Nedi, okay, he has just stepped up. No, he's in. Thank you very much. That one chairs the operations committee, and you know what operations mean. We have Mr. Leon Chandia, who represents the ministry. So, Honorable Minister, sir, thank you very much for sending that one. He has been a very wonderful representative, because every question that we have, most times is answered, and in a positive way. We will continue to appreciate the cooperation from the ministry and therefore the government of Uganda. Thank you very much. We have Madam Maria Bariamujula. She's outside the country, but she's with us on the modern system of communication. We have Dr. Canon. She's called Canon Tuliagenda. Yeah, Tuliagenda, the lady, I think she's occupied. She's with the Minister of Education. That's why here education is now incorporated in the word Uwec. So it is Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center. We want to thank, who other person have I left behind? Yes, of course, the executive director is the member and the secretary at that. And we also have our legal advisor on the board, Madam Martha Masiko. I don't know whether she's around. Yeah, she's seated right there. She's on the committee of the organizers. Thank you very much, Martha. We always have the presence of the human resource in the place, and we cannot forget, because without her, she's Madam Joan. I don't know, I don't call you your name, I call you by your husband, but that one, but Joan is there, so everybody. And then we want to thank everybody, all the staff members. Without the support staff in Uwec, we wouldn't have done much. Mr. Edie, thank you very much, and the support staff, we give them a round of applause. Sir, Mr. Permanent Secretary, sir, at this juncture, I want to welcome you to address this gathering. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Our chief guest, Honorable Minister of State Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Your Excellency, the American Ambassador to Uganda, members of the Diplomatic Corps, board members, present and former, distinguished members of the private sector, members from the academia, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning, members who are here. Yeah, my name is Basil Ajer. I'm the Director for Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities at the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. But I stand here to represent the Permanent Secretary who is unable to make it here. We are honored to be here to start this very important journey of celebrating 70 years of existence of Uwec. We have been told this is a 3-month journey, and it starts today. In a special way, we want to thank you so much for your support. The energy I saw this morning clearly demonstrates that we are going to have a successful 70 years celebration, which I'm told. And we have been assured by the chairperson organizing committee that it will be a great event. As you already know, members, Uganda is one of the most biodiversity-rich countries in the world. And this forms a solid foundation for tourism. Because as we all know, we have different types of mammals, we have reptiles, we have birds, we have insects, which accounts for over 70% of the revenue generated from tourism. So we have a duty as a country to protect our rich heritage, which lies in biodiversity. It also helps in making us resilient in terms of climate change when we conserve our biodiversity. It supports soil facility. It promotes agriculture in terms of pollination and many others, including community support. The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, pledges to support Uwec as an institution under the ministry in all the spheres of its operation. Key among them is supporting the institution as it expands to up-country centers. We have had the ED mention that they are going to open centers in Mbale, in Gulu, in Mbarara, in other places. It is our duty as a ministry to support and see that government of Uganda finances, and this will be included in the budgeting process which has just started. An institution like Uwec can only operate well based on the presence of firm legal and regulatory framework. As government, we need to have an institution based on the legal framework. So we are happy to announce that the ministry is coming out with many other regulations, guidelines, policies, and laws to strengthen the institutions and the ministry. And I want to highlight one which is very important, is the regulation of wildlife user rights in Uganda. Probably you have noticed that people are beginning to pick interest to keep pets. There are people who are starting private zoos. There are people who are starting to keep animals. But they need to be regulated, otherwise it becomes a problem. While we are very happy as a country that we are endowed in terms of wildlife, ladies and gentlemen, we also have challenges. There are challenges related to habitat loss. Because as the number increases, as the population increases, people are encroaching into the natural habitats. For animals, there's poaching, there's legal trade and trafficking. All these are challenges that's confronting us as members of the conservation fraternity. So we need to put efforts together to see that we mitigate those challenges. I wish now to extend our appreciation to the conservation partners, both coming from government institutions, development partners, private sector or civil society organization, in putting hand to see that we have a successful 70-year celebration to commemorate when Uwec was started. I encourage you that we walk the journey. We have been told there are many activities that will be done within the 3 months. I request that when we are called upon to come and participate, we avail time. Honorable Minister, there was a change in program. Allow me now, before I sit, to welcome Her Excellency, the Ambassador of America to Uganda, to come and make remarks. Honorable Minister, before you come. Your Excellency, you're most welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister, Chairman, Executive Director, everyone mentioned the conservation fraternity, distinguished guests. As you just heard, there's a change in program. I was expecting to be here with you today just as an attendee, but it's quite an honor to be asked to share a few remarks with you. First, let me just acknowledge and just say how wonderful it is to see so many people here to celebrate Uwec's anniversary and also coming out in support of conservation. It says a lot about the commitment, about the values, and I think the diverse group of people here from the private sector, from the Indian community, from law enforcement, medical experts, members of parliament. It just reinforces how to sustain Uganda's unique biodiversity, to continue to make progress in conservation, that it is a collaborative effort and it needs the support and the input from everyone gathered here today. So I applaud you for coming out and showing your support and working together. It's also nice after 2 years of pandemic to be able to join like this. And part of that is because of vaccines. And I just want to reinforce, although conditions are improving, COVID remains a concern and the importance of getting everyone vaccinated. Vaccines are safe, they're effective. Vaccine campaigns are ongoing. The United States has made over 18 million doses available. And I encourage you to get vaccinated, to encourage your friends and family and everyone who's important to you, including children, to do the same. And that health issue is so important, as you've heard, like humans are encroaching on animal habitat and the possibility for the transmission of diseases between humans and animals. And we're seeing that right now in Mubende with the Sudan strain of Ebola, that outbreak. So it's so important that we take public health seriously. It's so important for the wildlife that we've heard is so key to Uganda's, to Uganda's economy. In fact, just last week, I was at Gamba Island Chimp Sanctuary, and I think we know Dr. Gladys is one of the world's experts on gorillas. We know how close we are to them. But the amount of DNA that we share with chimpanzees, it's shocking. I was surprised to learn that the female chimps at the sanctuary are on the same type of birth control, the same type of contraceptives that they use on humans because we are so similar. So anything that we do to protect our health and safety, it's also going to safeguard Uganda's wildlife and preserve it for future generations, and also to preserve it as a source of income and economic growth. And with that, there's been some commentary this morning already on on the transition from the Entebbe Zoo to Uwec, to the Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center. I just want to stress the importance of education. You had mentioned like the support during the pandemic. During that effort, the United States funded some episodes on conservation efforts to raise awareness among children, as you heard, inspired by Dr. Gladys's son. This past Earth Day, I was a zookeeper for the day. Learned a lot. There's mention of rhinos. Did you know that there's some skin in between the rhino's hind leg that's incredibly soft? You look at this huge animal, you think how thick and firm its skin is, but there's some tender places there, and you only learn that through education and opportunities like that. So I encourage everyone not just to take advantage to the open day being offered, but to take advantage of the Wildlife Center year-round. I've been several times. I always learn something new. I'm so impressed by the staff and their commitment to education, to the animals that are in their care. It's a calling, I think, for many people, and I commend everyone who's taken up that calling. One word of caution, though, don't let an elephant sneeze on you. That happened. It's not pleasant. You look at the size of the trunk, just imagine what it's like. It's like getting a shower. So that is one thing I will not permit. But just before his honorable minister comes up to deliver his remarks, just want to reiterate the United States' strong partnership with Uganda in conserving wildlife. There was mention of human-wildlife conflict. We were involved there. I joined the UWA director, Dr. Buenda, in last year, Murchison Falls, to see some of our activities there, talking about the elephant population and to mitigate the tension between people and the elephant population there, to create opportunities for income-generating activities. Obviously, I mentioned the importance of education and some of the activities there, and certainly seeing members of the security forces here, the trafficking and poaching, that remains a serious concern. And we've done some training with judges, with prosecutors, and I think it's so important that people realize that there are penalties for trafficking in wildlife. And I'm so pleased that we worked with the ministry to establish a system so that there can be, to monitor and track the legitimate trade of things. And since the executive director ended his brief remarks with a quote from an American, Thomas Jefferson, I'll just leave you with another one, the poet Maya Angelou. One of her most famous sayings, she says, "When you know better, you do better." And I think that's goes back to the education process and certainly all of your presence here today. And I think we can do better for the sake of Uganda's wildlife and for the sake of, for the future of all Ugandans. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I now take the honor to invite our chief guest, Honorable Minister, to come and address us and later on launch the celebration by unveiling the logo. You're welcome.
Thank you, Director. Her Excellency, the American Ambassador, my good friend and sister, Honorable Flavia Kabahenda, and the outgoing chairperson, the chairperson of the board, and all the board members, our executive director for Uwec. I had already introduced my director, I think. Members that are here from the tourism sector, especially within the ministry, the other agencies that are here with us today, and all of you within the conservation arena, but also, most importantly, the development partners that have supported this cause. And I want to thank in a special way the American people through the ambassador. And I think you've heard, they've not only supported the work, but they've supported conservation across the board. So as a ministry, we appreciate and want to encourage you, please, just continue doing it. There's no way you can get out of this. It seems your predecessors have continued, have done it before. It's only good that you're also doing the same. So we thank you and appreciate the efforts. In a special, of course, I also want to thank those that have given contributions today. I can see the different partners want to thank you. And those that have not been able to give today, please, this is just the beginning. Let's go ahead and support. But I want to thank work management for I'm just saying this, it's not official, but I'm just saying this is my own, because there are so many agencies under the ministry, but I think Uwec is one of the best performing. That is according to me. But all the others are very good. So if I attend UWA next time and I say UWA is better, don't worry. But honestly, I think it's a good job done out there. And I definitely believe that these 3 months are going to be full of activity. I've picked one I'll do. I think it's running, the marathon. And I'm sure if there are prizes, I'll take the #1 one. Just to give a few remarks, of course, I think COVID has been bad for everyone, including Uwec, because the visitations were bad. But I was just sharing with the executive director to see how we are doing now, and I was impressed because last year in 2021, between January and June, there were around 3,600 visitors to Uwec. But this same year, during the same period, 2022, we've gone to around 54,000. That is an increase of 1,400%. So I think it's wonderful. It's wonderful, and I want to encourage Ugandans to visit. It's not only for kids. I've been there, even with the old people. I mean, you'd go and have fun before you exit into the other areas. Well, I'm very bad at speeches, but let me just try to. I'm pleased to join you on this great occasion to launch a series of events for commemorating 70 years of Uwec's existence. As you may be aware, Uwec was established in 1952, initially as an orphanage or reception center for wounded, sick, and confiscated wild animals from illegal trade, before the center was transformed into a zoo in 1962. In a bid to improve animal welfare, increase conservation awareness, and enhance visitor experience, Uwec was in 1994 transformed from a traditional Entebbe Zoo into the current Uganda Wildlife Education Center under the Uganda Wildlife Education Trust deed. In 2015, government transformed Uwec into a statutory body established by the Uganda Wildlife Education Center Act of 2015. The mandate of the center is to provide promotion, conservation, and sustainable development of wildlife resources through wildlife conservation education and wildlife breeding. A number of milestones have been achieved, including improved infrastructure, animal exhibits, expanded outreach programs, increased staffing, improved animal welfare, and visitor experience, among others. It is therefore very important that we celebrate these achievements at Uwec at 70 this year. Government is aware that the journey has been characterized by both great opportunities and challenges. There has been great public and government support to the center. Donors and well-wishers have also provided immense support, and we must build on the current public government and donor support to enhance Uwec activities and spread out to other regions as envisaged in the Uganda Wildlife Policy of 2014, Uganda Wildlife Act of 2019, and the third National Development Plan. I think this will be good so that people can be able to get this experience outside Kampala, outside Entebbe, in the different regions, and we're already working towards that. Just to remind ourselves that Uganda is an endowed country with a diversity of wildlife resources. This rich endowment provides significant opportunities for conservation education and tourism development. As we noted yesterday we celebrated the World Tourism Day. We had a good dinner here with the Deputy Speaker. Some people are not here because of the hangover. I got the information, but I think it was wonderful. I want to thank all those that participated. As we noted yesterday during the World Tourism Day celebration, tourism continues to be a key driver to Uganda's socio-economic development journey and an important source of foreign exchange for the country. Much of Uganda's tourism is nature-based, and of course, you know the figures. Prior to COVID, $1.6 billion, around 8% of our GDP, employing about 600,000 Ugandans, which is around 8% of the entire employable workforce in this country. Uwec has a contribution, around 200 employees as well. Hopefully things get big and you get to 400, because these will be Ugandans. But nevertheless, the contribution is being done. We are currently witnessing positive signs to recovery from the impacts of COVID-19. And what COVID taught us the most really is the only way we can have this sector more resilient, the tourism sector, is by encouraging the locals to travel, the Ugandans. And we've been following this and looking at the numbers, and I think we are all excited. Even for Uwec, most of the people visiting Uwec now are Ugandans. And it wasn't the same a number of years ago. So I think COVID was a good blessing for us, of course, to a greater extent bad, but at least it confined Ugandans within this country. And you know, travel is something that is more addictive. So I think it's good. Most of the parks now, the numbers are almost equal. The Ugandans and the foreigners that visit the parks is balanced, something that had not been seen before. So I want to thank the Ugandans, and I still want to encourage them, travel and tweet. That's the only thing. If you travel and keep quiet, you're not doing us a good job. Just travel and share a picture or two, or slay, whichever way you want to call it. This main theme for the celebration is building on the illustrious journey of wildlife conservation and education for sustainable development. This is relevant because while we've made important positive strides in the evolution of conservation education, poaching, illegal trade, and trafficking remain key threats to wildlife conservation. Populations for some species are declining. Some species, e.g. the black rhinos, the orcs, have gone extinct. We therefore need to step up our enforcement and conservation education efforts too. Government remains committed to protecting the country's wildlife endowment through the creation of enabling legislation environment, continuous development of human resource and institutional capacity, promoting sustainable utilization and mitigating human-wildlife conflicts. We shall continue to strengthen and promote wildlife conservation, education, and enhancing revenue generation to promote the sustainability of our institutions. I thank all of you, our conservation partners, for your efforts towards promoting conservation of wildlife in Uganda, and especially conservation education. Your support has been recognized over the years, and it became very prominent at the peak of the COVID-19. I saw so many people that gave donations even before I came into the ministry. And I think it was good. I want to thank you for the support. I wish to invite you all to participate in all the activities that have been prepared to form part of these celebrations, including the Conservation Education Conference, corporate social responsibility activities, and sports galas. I wish to further invite you to participate in the main celebrations commemorating Uwec at 70 in December. Arrangements will be communicated in due course. I think with those very many remarks, it is now my honor to declare Uwec at 70 celebrations officially launched. Thank you so much.
Round of applause for the minister. Thank you, Honorable. And I'm going to request you to come here and unveil officially the Uwec at 70 celebrations. I see also more partners, Uganda Tourism Board, Claire over there. Claire, first stand up. Fantastic. Yesterday, Claire is half responsible for the hangovers this morning because of yesterday. I see Ivan from SEDEP. Thank you so much for coming. Members of the press, why you come this side? Are you able to? I think Minister, like that, or you enter here? Yes, you enter here, Honorable. And yes, and the ambassador. Can you fit there? Okay.
I now take this opportunity to launch the Uwec at 70 celebrations. Thank you.
Katuwe mu Luganda. Okay, open the curtain and from the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the official logo of Uwec at 70. Obugalo. And Honorable, I don't know if that is the money signature. We'll have Her Excellency also sign. Yeah. I think Her Excellency went to Gayaza. The way she writes, she used the fountain pen. We would be beaten for using fountain pens. Honorable Flavia, thank you so much. PS. Board chair, thank you. Claire will be signing on behalf of UTB, her sister agencies, who are also Uganda Wildlife Authority. Explore Uganda. And also, Indian Association of Uganda, AWF, Mr. A. Sudi, please come and also sign. Dr. Kalema, you have to sign. Please come. Our partners, DTB, Centenary Bank, Swico, Jen Goodall, K Hotel, please come. Mr. Wesigide. Executive Director Nema, also sign. But thank you. And the board is full. Hey, DTB, where is Centenary Bank? Centenary Bank. Jen Gudo. Centenary Bank. Swico. I saw the command of tourism police. Hey. No. Okay. Special interest groups, where are they? Yes. The commander of tourism police, Afandela, what? Thank you. Don't joke with a man who guards a lion. It's not a joking subject. Yes. And we have a check from Swico to present. A check. Swico has given us 2 million shillings. And let me welcome the ED and the board chair to also receive this check. Board chair, please come and receive this check. 2 million shillings from Statewide Insurance Company. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Statewide Insurance Company, the official insurer of Uwec. We want to be very, very grateful to this association. We are one of the partners that came out in the COVID era to make our contribution. And one thing I can't forget, Edie, that I didn't tell you, that contribution that I made that time almost caused me problems at the village. People were like, this is the man that was giving money to the animals, yet for us we do not have food and things like that. And up to now I'm still paying sins. But of course, I had to take them through to understand why we need to live with the animals. And I think it is worthwhile, and we confirm that we shall continue being with you. Lastly, in these 3 months, one thing I want to request ED, to also involve the partners that are called students. I think the minister mentioned it, that the biggest customers of Uwec are the kids, the children that we've really been seeing on TV going through, because as parents, they normally ask us to pay and come to Uwec. So in all that we are going to do for the next 3 months, I know it's a third term, but let us involve them because they need to appreciate it. As Bubu, Buy Uganda, Build Uganda need to be appreciated with this, and I request that this is basically given a special attention going forward, such that they don't forget it. Remember, if they have it at heart, then they can promote it even much higher than the way it is. I will also use the same fora to make sure that as the Umosan and all the students of Uganda Matters Namugongo, I know Claire is an old student of Uganda Matters Namugongo, we shall endeavor to make sure that we promote this in the remaining 3 months, because we need to promote it on all our social media pages, because it is bigger than what we think right now. So I request whoever has a social media in all your classes, please push it forward for God and my country.
Thank you very much. Edie, I'll ask you to stay and request the Honorable Minister, the Ambassador, the PS, and the Board Chair to come for a photo. Our partners, let's take a picture because it's going to be on the front page of Daily Monitor. Nange kampisewe change. Our partners, please come. Some can be up. I think the Honorable. Some can go up. This is big, this is big. 70 years of conservation. Afande Lawot, I've seen Afande Agaba also. Hey, he's coming. Okay. Yeah, Afande Agaba. Management team Uwec, where are you? They are moving all over, up and down, eh? We are saying Uwec, Uwec, Uwec. I think let me also squeeze myself here. Yeah. Uwec. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, go out, take the message. You'll be hearing messages on radio, on TV, in the press. Please circulate. Before we go, we shall have a stanza of the national anthem, and then we can let you go. Members of the press, please feel free to have your side interviews and takeaways just outside as you head out. May God upon Thank you very much. I am sure you want to manage the East Africa anthem. So let's just go home. I have seen some of you. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Have a great day and thank you so much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. And may you continue celebrating conservation.
Brian,